Ready?
Ready.
Are you really ready?
Yep. Let's get it through. We'll get one time through. We're done.
Can you close it a little bit more to the lips? So.
Yes, I can.
Welcome. This is Nalta Explores live from Dell Technology World. We're going to have a session today about Boomi with our special guest for a number of times now, Michael Morton. Welcome.
Hi, Mike. It's great to be here.
Is this your first time at Dell Technology World?
It is not, actually. This is my second time since being with Dell. Second time.
Okay. And what are your findings?
Someone asked me that, and of course you could expect probably an unusual answer from me.
Of course.
But I look at this as the quality of the conference.
Okay.
Quality. The quality of the setup, the expo here, the quality of the sessions. I observe people, I observe their emotions in the hallways. What are they talking about?
Yeah.
And it is actually, for me, I'm proud but really impressed of the quality of the conference in all respects. I mean, this is really amazing. One of the best setups I've ever seen in an expo, quite frankly, it's just really amazing.
That's a lot of good vibes and positive vibes.
Yep.
And when you compare it to last year, is it so much better from your perspective?
2 years ago for me. So
years
I have
ago.
one gap. It is remarkably better, mostly because you think about this. Now that EMC and VMware, RSA, right, Pivot are in the fold, we're now 2 years later since that happened, in the integration and the cohesive messaging, the unification, within Dell, it is second to none overall from Dell Technologies. So now 2 years, it is amazing how clear and articulate the value proposition is for Dell Technologies now.
It's my fourth time. I was here last year. And the first year when they merged with EMC, they had to find a new role, It was a little bit vague, I have to say. And last year, there was a lot of discussion about digital transformation, which is a great topic, but you have to actually fill it in with business cases so people understand how your company's strategy and products fit into this digital transformation space. Right. And it wasn't really clear. And this year, for me, that's the big difference. Michael Dell on stage, within 5 minutes, he's talking about Boomi, and he's talking about data strategies, and they actually tie in all these puzzle pieces of VMware and their storage portfolio and the data portfolio and Pivotal and Boomi, and it makes sense. So it's great.
Exactly. So I'll make a point on that. Is the time has come that integrating everything together for multiple reasons. One is Dell's world-class on infrastructure, managing the infrastructure, the announcement with VMware Cloud, managing Edge Core and data, right? Yeah. Edge Core and Cloud, I should say. And now all the infrastructure pieces are in place. They're applying intelligence techniques to infrastructure, helping customers with business continuity. And now they see, okay, it's time for Boomi. It's time. And the interesting thing is you have the infrastructure solutions of Dell Technologies getting into the container space, managing containers, right? Boomi can be managed and deployed as a container itself. So you are seeing this unbelievable convergence of all these technologies, and now the world, once again, it's all about where's the data, where's it being processed, and now with Dell, where is it being managed? And it's just a great story now.
Where I'm curious, a little bit curious about behind the scenes, So Boomi is acquired many years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago?
2010.
And then it's this hidden gem into the Dell portfolio. Now it's 2019, Michael mentioning Boomi on stage within 5 minutes of his speech. How does this work behind the scenes? How do you engage with the other lines of businesses? How does this gluing things work?
First of all, it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
It is not easy. There's no question it took time for Dell Technologies to settle into the strategy it has, right? And it had to settle into the bigger picture items first. right? Now, of course, it's...
What are the bigger items?
Oh, enterprise scale management, with edge, core, and cloud, right? So the VMware strategy. I mean, there's no question that you have to get a customer's journey, get them settled into a very cost-effective, high-scale operational environment.
Makes sense.
You have to get that settled first. So, not that anything is different, but now Dell Technologies is more ready than ever to work on the application and data plane.
So they actually worked on the foundation and they are moving up to the application and data layer. That's what happened.
Yes. They had all the pieces, right?
But how do they engage you?
Oh, how do they engage us?
Yes.
Oh, well, we work across all the businesses, actually, to some degree, right? So every month, right, there within Boomi, there's an alliances organization that is responsible for working across the other strategically aligned businesses.
Okay.
So this is an incremental journey for us to educate the other areas of the business, right? And build integration strategies. And it is happening at a very fast pace now, faster than ever. So our integration strategy with the rest of the portfolio is going incredibly fast now. So by Dell Technologies World next year, will be very interesting. Things will be even more integrated than ever by this time next year. I guarantee it. I mean, we know like where we need to go, but next year is going to be even 100 times better than this year.
So this is actually a call out for next year being on Dell Technologies World 2020.
Yes.
When will Boomi be an actual part of Dell Technology? When will it be on the same list of company names like VMware and Pivotal and...
Oh, we just wouldn't fit on the sign. I mean, we're part of that, but they ran out of space. So it's not that we're not a strategically aligned business.
So we're talking about one of the biggest IT companies in the world, and you couldn't find the space on the banner.
Yes, it is always work in progress. Look, you've already said it yourself. Within minutes, Michael mentions Boomi, right? Yeah. That is just as valuable as us being on or not on any sign. So it is we are fully embraced as part of the Dell Technologies family today, fully embraced. So we don't worry about this. It's happening. So,
what are you working on currently? You're always so up ahead on the game. What are you working on?
Okay, I'll give you some hints. So
this is going to be a game or just hints for the audience?
It's going to be hints for the audience, I guess. So first of all, the greatest thing about Boomi is it has proven to be a very sound integration solution. Okay, this means that based on how we invest in Boomi, how we see customers using Boomi, it is fascinating how Boomi, as a product, is solving more modern day challenges. And these modern day challenges, really what I mean is, in order for a business to be competitive, they have to be embracing, experimenting, and adopting emerging technologies. Okay. So you think about this, 3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I'll stick with 3 years ago, you really didn't hear a lot of people talking about RPA, not many talking about voice, not really many talking about blockchain. IoT conversations, yes, no question, the past 5 years, right? So now you're into these new areas of emerging technologies. There is lots of businesses, especially enterprise, that are learning the value of economizing their business by starting to eliminate redundant tasks that people do, so they adopt RPA technology. Right?
What is RPA?
Oh, it's robotic process automation. Okay. And it is its primary purpose is to record the behaviors of people interacting with software, like user interfaces. Okay. And recognizing patterns of something that's repetitive for one person or 100 people in a business.
Okay, I understand.
Right? So if the same task is being done 1,000 times, why not automate it?
Cool.
Okay.
So RPA, voice, augmented reality?
Yes, augmented reality.
This is new love, augmented reality.
Which everybody says, what in the world is Boomi doing even talking about augmented reality? But it's actually very simple, and it's this. Today, what's going very quickly is the ability for a person to be recognized. You, right? You to be recognized. Whether we like it or not, cameras are everywhere. Cameras in your phone, cameras everywhere. But from a commerce standpoint, whether it be banking or retail or restaurants, in order for those businesses to be competitive, they need to connect to you as a person.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, recognition, facial recognition of a person in order to personalize the experience. We all think it's sci-fi and movies, that's been in movies for decades. It's already happening. That's great. Boomi's not in the business of recognizing your face. But where Boomi fits into this is, let me go get the information about you from some cloud location.
So cool.
In order to bring it back to your personalized experience.
I was in a session, it was one of the first I attended, and I got a blindfold and Skittles. I thought, okay, this is a cool session. And the topic of the session took 1 hour, was about vision. And they did an investigation that people would rather die than lose their vision, because vision is so important. So the trick that they let us is, before the session started, we had to put the blindfold on. The guy stumbles on stage. We actually couldn't see that. And he wanted us to shake hands with the people next to us and do a proper introduction.
No way.
So
that's actually really entertaining.
And he was not talking about augmented reality, but you triggered me, because vision and sight is so important for people.
It is. The world's changing. You and I have talked about connecting people with devices. That's still a very evolving and valid concept. But now it's being extended into connect with me. So for example, whether it be in a retail setting or restaurant setting, right? I recognize you. Here was things that you did. Would you like me to offer these things to you again, or offer you specials? Or even you get into a car, right? And my prediction is, let's say you get into an autonomous car or a car.
Yeah.
It's going to recognize you. It's going to adjust the car to your preferences. So you'll get into a car. It could be a shared car, right? You're going to get in, and Airtime will start playing.
Airtime. You actually remember the band of the album. That's for you, Aaron, Tim.
Right.
Yeah, it could.
So that's what I mean, is the world is going to connecting with people, to connecting with me.
It makes sense.
And it will be expected. Like, organically as humans, you take your phone for granted today, right? It's many things, streaming videos, whatever. And then in 24 to 36 months, 2 to 3 years, you will have an expectation that whether it be your phone, your car, your house, it's connecting with you.
So, Boomi being a part of Dell Technology, not being on the banner yet, working on data, working on people, working on all these new technologies, could you say that Boomi is actually the spearhead of Dell Technology and where they're moving?
Yes, of course. Why would I not say that? But it even
being the CTO of Dell Boomi,
it even gets better, right?
Okay.
It gets better in that we as Boomi, of course, are traditionally looked at as integrating the data together to drive business. Why wouldn't Boomi be used to integrate data together within Dell to drive a business of integrated products?
Oh, wow.
Think about that.
Michael, thank you. It was a pleasure talking with you again. And we promised it in the podcast we launched earlier, that we would have a talk. It was kind of more personal. I love that.
Yeah.
And keep watching and subscribe to our channel. Thanks, Michael, and we'll continue the party here at Dell Technology World.
Thanks, Mike. Always a pleasure.
Cheers.